Alright, we're live. I say we are live because I've given out an open invitation to anyone that wants to join in. They can. Oh yeah, let's just make sure they definitely know why I'm in the room by myself. Go into that channel and say here VC if you want to be on YouTube trucking. Right, there we go. So that's that bit done, and I've got the stream there, so that's actually looking pretty good. All right, okay. Let us just do a final check here. Hello, hello indeed. So I've got excellent connection there. I don't imagine that's going to change throughout the thing. So just positioning some windows at the moment, and there we are. Right, let's do a job.
Are you liking the Christmas update, Hobbit?
Hello, Phil.
You're right, Hobbit.
Yeah, well, it's got a job. They're doing a Christmas job, and I've done 5 out of 15 contracts needed. So, I can go all the way through.
What's the Christmas update? Because I haven't played it yet. What do you have to do with it?
So you go. You're delivering Christmas gifts from one town to another, and it seems,
right, yeah.
according here, Berlin. Well, there's 1,000 out of 1,000 have already been delivered from Berlin, so that's going to get a reward. But there's still another 627 needs to be delivered there, and Onnersbruck is the other one which has been done. So Dijon, for example, 785, 289, and it's like the top rated one I can do is go all the way to Kaliningrad. So go through Germany and go through Poland, and yeah, I'll do that. Or wasn't that Prussia, Kaliningrad? Wasn't that? What was the name of it?
I think so, yeah. That was Prussia, yeah, definitely. No idea.
Wasn't it called something like Oldenburg? No. I used to remember what it was called, but prior to it being Kaliningrad, it was called. But anyway, so that's.
All I know is I'm pissed off because I had pro mods. I had my pro mod sorted. I had my Rust map, med map. I had all fucking sorted. And I went on today and I thought, right, I'm gonna go on Euro Truck Simulator. I'm gonna have a good time. And it's like, fuck you, mods aren't working. I was like, bastard.
I was like thinking, why can't I get into gear? And the reason I can't get into gear is, mind you, the ones I'm using are very sort of slight ones. So more my cosmetic mods, which you see there, like the can of Rusty Lemonade and my Camel cigarettes and Mika format magazine.
Yeah.
I got all of those.
It makes a difference. It does make a difference. It's like,
yeah.
I want my fucking ashtray there. Where's my ashtray? What the fuck?
Well, my ashtray is the open window.
Okay, yeah.
So
I like how you do. I've watched your video, Arbit, and I like how you, when you're reversing, you actually reverse. You go out to you use the right camera angle and everything. That's
yeah.
good. I like it.
Well, speaking of which,
yeah.
There's a bit of rubbish there. So I thought I was going to be able to reverse around and do this, but.
You want to do that though? You want to fucking get Rust map on and get pro mods. Pro mods is fucking mint, Hobbit, honestly.
I think I'll keep it. I don't mind vanilla for the moment. Well, I say vanilla with some light mods on it. But how do I get out of here?
Pro mods is meant. I swear to God, the people who made the maps for England, they have gone pure autism. It's fucking incredible. They have mapped England entirely. It's
because I reckon on this it's a scale of 1 to 15 because I was counting how long it takes me to do how long it takes me to do something, and so I think so. Is pro mods, is it the same 1 to 15 scale, or is it it's
the same 1 to 15 scale, but they've it's more detailed, like in regards to how the roads are exactly, if you get what I mean.
Oh no, so it's not just like some motorways and the major A roads. There's what if
oh no, they've they've done aesthetics, everything. They've even added Ireland to the map.
Yeah,
It's
because
everything.
one bit I'm disappointed with. I mean, if I go onto the map and I'm committed. If you say you're committed when the lights change, then you don't get fined for going to the red light. So if I just have a look at my world map here, right? And so I'm in Dijon at the moment. So London, it's got the orbital, and then you've got the that's the M1, M4.
Oh, they've got all that shit nailed down, man.
But it doesn't have. It doesn't have the M40. I mean, as far as I know, like you go from London, and there's an M40 which goes towards Oxford, and there's Birmingham. But where's the M40?
The people who made pro mods, I swear to God, these people have got. Yeah, they have put a lot of detail into the entirety of Europe, and there's even like an expansion of Romania and stuff.
I was going to say, is there
a lot of detail?
Well, you say that, but mind you, I mean, one of the DLCs does include Romania. So if I go,
yeah, but when pro mods do, like with pro mods, you need all the DLC, but when they add to a DLC, they go to a level that's fucking insane, man. Like they're really. These people are
because
dedicated.
If I look here, right, I think that's Bulgaria and Romania, and this one's what, Greece or Turkey, a bit of Turkey. Let's get rid of that. That's I don't need to go detour through Italy. So where am I going? I don't even know where I'm going now. I'll just pick up the trailer.
The only thing with these map packs is that they're a bollock to set up. They are bollock to set up, but there's a YouTuber called One Back Trucker.
Yeah.
And he gives you advice of how to set up the priority. It's fucking. I mean, you'll love this. It's autistic as fuck.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I can't figure out. Like, I was trying to say, for example, okay, where are my mods located? Because I got this poster there, right? Now, apparently you can change that to be saying that's not Ivonia Belaziek, whatever she is. But so in order to do that, it's the Sizzles Mega Pack, and you got to go into the Mega Pack folder. So I went into Eurotruck and then mods, and there's nothing there. And it's because all the mods I'm loading are through the Steam Workshop, which is held in some.
Do that. Like if you download an external fucking mod, you have to put it in your My Documents. You have to do it in My
Documents, Eurotruck Simulator mods. Yeah.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah, I think I might try that.
That's what you have to do with pro mods. Like when you do pro mods, you have to do it that way, not through your Steam Workshop.
Yeah, because the mods on the Steam Workshop are limited. I mean, mind you, I do like what I get. It is nice to have the
map packs are way better though, Hobby. I swear to God, like the map pack, it's fucking amazing. Like these people, I swear to God, they earn nothing off this.
Oh yeah, but they do it out of the love. They just do it out of the love, don't they?
Yeah,
and that's it.
Amazing. I fucking love it. Like they've made this game incredible. Well, I'd say you have to pay. If you want to pay, they do have an option to pay.
You can donate.
Extended Romania pack.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure why they picked the extended Romania pack, but they have. Like, if you want an extended Romania pack, or the Middle East pack, they do like a Middle East pack where you can connect to the Middle East.
That could be interesting, just going through the desert and all that.
I haven't paid for that. I've never tried it out.
Because I know there's there's a traversable route where you can go from, say, you can go through Europe, you can go through Turkey, and then from Turkey you can go to Iran and India.
They've done it. I'll tell you the maps I've tried. I've tried Russia. The Rush map is amazing. It's beautiful. I've tried the extended Turkey map, Romania. I've tried a few others as well. Medmap's good because it's like you've said, Malta and Sicily.
Does it include North Africa as well?
No, I think there probably is a map pack for North Africa. I've never tried that before.
Oh dear.
But I've never tried that. I've never tried North Africa.
I went through that junction. It did have a stop sign on it, but I just closed my eyes and hoped for the best. I think I might have to pull over with my lorry and get it a service, but we'll see how far we can get before the engine malfunctions.
Oh, yeah. Where you off? Where you from anyway? Where you
So,
heading to?
starting in Dijon, and then got to go to Kaliningrad.
What kind of truck have you got anyway?
It's a Scania V8. It's got a Euro 6
wicked.
engine in. I think it's a 500 horsepower engine, but at the same time, I picked it purely based on the engine tone. It's got this nice rumble when it's just cruising, because at the moment it's got the turbo whine.
Right, yeah.
So I like the Volvo Globetrotter as well, but I think the Scania's got some nice options to it.
It has, yeah. It's the best truck in all fairness.
Yeah.
Have you got the
Cis or Mega Pack, yeah. I mean, that's why, for example, I've got Amiga format magazine on there and the can of rusty lemonade.
Yeah.
And you see,
Yeah,
got
wicked.
my camels next to my TIR Carnet clipboard.
It's fucking wicked.
Yeah,
It adds a lot. I know it's just a small thing, but it fucking adds a lot to it.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Fuck. All right, was only on half tyres then. Right, but the speed limit on this road is 80. Doesn't mean you absolutely have to do it. Yeah. No, I thought I'd do this. It's like, well, I've got more than enough bandwidth to do it, so I'm gonna just have it go broadcast both to YouTube and to the Discord at the same time, and that way people have got less lag if they mind you on the Discord.
It would be a mint job though. It wouldn't be a mint job being a truck driver. It's fucking mint. Like if you were a truck driver right now, you'd love it, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You can listen to podcasts all day. You can be on Discord all day.
I could finish my Bible studies. I was talking to I was talking to my lady friend, and she said I just finished my Advent. I was like, but isn't Advent all the way up to Christmas Eve? And she said, well, Advent's this thing where you do 2 weeks of Bible study. And I was like, I didn't even know you believed. And she's like, yeah, I believe in God. So I sort of talked to her about it, and it's like saying, well, you know, I've been a believer for about, let me think, at least since 2007. That's when I seriously started believing.
Yeah, well, I've believed for a long time. I went through the wanky route where I was like an atheist. I was like an edgy atheist.
Oh yeah.
And then I studied philosophy. And then I realised that there was a transcendental aspect to reality where not everything can be explained in material ways. Like there are aspects to the world that, like numbers for example, you can't explain them in a material way. And if you're an atheist, you have to go, hold on a minute, how do I explain numbers?
Well,
Like
one thing,
numbers
for
are,
example, and I want to get Capstan's take on this because he's a materialist, but you know the Mandelbrot set? You've seen that fractal which repeats over and over again. Well, what I didn't realise is that fractal is based on a number which doesn't exist. It's called an imaginary number. And the fact is, even though it's an imaginary number, it doesn't actually have a set value. You can still treat it like a normal number, and you can say, oh, imaginary number times 0.6, and then you just keep doing it over again, you plot it on the graph. And it wasn't until we had computers where we could do that, and it would say, alright, well, this is what happens when you do that billions of times. You end up with this beautiful image which repeats over and over again, and to our knowledge doesn't ever stop. It doesn't ever repeat. And this number, we wouldn't have been able to see it if it wasn't for computers and what we can do with them. But at the same time, the fact that we come up with this imaginary number, I mean, where does that come from? That's not in nature. So I would say the origin of that number is mystical. It is a transcendental number.
But yeah, definitely.
But I've been through the cringe atheist phase as well. I'm just very grateful that when I did, Twitter and Facebook, not even MySpace existed back then. So all my edgy atheist effort posts are lost in the ether.
Yeah. See, the thing is, because I studied philosophy, I went to university, is that I tried to do the edgy atheist shit, but then I was confronted with people like Kant. And,
Oh yeah.
and they sort of slapped me the fuck down.
Immanuel Kant.
They were like, calm down, you fucking edgy retard. It's like, yeah, you can't justify logic, you can't justify physics. And I was like, oh, fair enough. And that's the thing, is that a lot of people are not exposed to their peers, are they? They're sort of trapped in their echo chamber where they're allowed to be smug.
I think part of it is just like our modern world is divorced from reality. And I think one example of this is I was at a bus stop in London, and there was a dead fox nearby, and it decomposed and it was smelling bad. And there was this teenage girl that was there, and she's like, "Oh, it stinks." She reaches out for some deodorant in her handbag, and she starts spraying it with smelly spray. And I'm just like, "What?" I didn't even ask her why I'm doing. I was just like, "It's a futile gesture," but. My co-driver is currently indisposed, so my point being of this is, in the middle of London, where nature intrudes, and the reaction to a decomposing corpse is spray it with some perfume. It did stink really bad. But I think there's many other examples of that. I mean, I always used to say, and I've done it now, where I didn't like doing it, by the way, that I think everyone should be vegetarian. Or no, the coming of age ceremony is like, alright, you're 6 years old, you like eating meat, don't you? Yes, you do. Well, if you want to continue eating meat, you've got to kill and prepare your own animal, so a chicken or a rabbit. And I imagine that would make most people vegetarian, but you would get a few meat eaters, and they'd be the sort of people that are mature enough, like, to appreciate that, yes, an animal wanted to give up its life for my meat. Because most people are going to say, well, meat, you just find it in the supermarket, there it is, it's wrapped up in some styrofoam, polystyrene, and or it's in a box with some colourful packaging, you stick it in the microwave, and that's your food. And stuff like that divorces us from the reality of these things, which is not good. It's bad. And I think when we're divorced from reality, that's when we lose our connection with God. I think that makes it makes it easy to sort of it makes it easy to sort of pretend like, well, God's not here. I don't see God in any of my artificial world. I mean, God's not on Netflix, and God's not on Reddit, and
God gave you free will. Gave you free will to make your choice. He's not there to sort of. No, Phil, you're wrong. It's random mutations, and it's just random choice that I buy a bad dragon dildo and I can't find God in it. Yeah, it's like, see, it's the thing. It's like the common question is, if God is real, why is life so evil in many ways? It's like, well, if it was perfect, God, it's like being a parent. When you're a parent, you could allow your child to have a perfect life where you shelter them from everything negative in their life, and you could do that if you wanted. I could do that with my daughter.
And they just end up like a Nan's kid watching Rupert Bear.
Yeah, no. You have to allow them to be free. You have to allow them to be free to make their shitty mistakes. It's like, that's the ultimate gift from God. The ultimate gift from God is to, in a way, is to sort of allow you to believe He doesn't exist. Like God has allowed you to believe that He doesn't exist. He's like, you don't have to believe that I exist. You can, if you want to, you can try and find your own way. I'm trying to give you the same gift that I've got.
Yeah.
And but ultimately, it's like, if you study enough, you will find God. It's like with philosophy, for example, like when you learn about the laws of logic and the laws of physics and things like that, you will find God, whether you like it or not. Because if you don't find God, you'll be stuck in nihilism. You'll be stuck in nihilism and shit like that. You'll be like, oh shit, I'm in a bad place now. Well, I don't want to be in nihilism.
The ultimate refutation of nihilism is to kill them, and if they say, actually no, I want to live, it's like, well, you're not a nihilist then, because you believe you believe in your own life.
Why do you want it? Why do you care about living?
Yeah,
it's weird, that isn't it?
Yeah, but it is an act of faith. But then later on, when I studied biology, I was just like, I couldn't find an answer for like, all right, your DNA, it's got the instructions which form proteins, which form tissues, and it forms your bodies. But nobody says like, all right, how does it know that it's to kind of form like, I don't know, kidney tissue? Well, the cells around it are kidney cells, so the stem cells will just adapt and turn to that. All right, how does it know it's not going to be a kidney, but it's going to be like the connective tissue, like that's the boundary of the kidney, or these are the blood vessels in the kidney, or these are the nephrons, and there's like, don't really know. I mean,
it's designed in a way that's so intelligent that you can't deny a creator. And if you do deny a creator, it's like, well, this is all organized in a way that's like, it's like the laws of logic, for example. That's the perfect proof of God. It's like, if you want to argue in a way, you have to accept that there's a law of logic. And if you don't, if you're an idiot, if you're an atheist and you say I don't believe in laws of logic, it's like, well, if you don't believe in laws of logic, then you can't debate. If you can't debate, you can't refute God.
I don't know what the laws of logic are.
God has been kind in a way that he's giving you the laws of logic to even entertain the idea of refuting him. It's really kind in a way. He's like, he's giving you the tools to say, yeah, I don't exist. It's weird. But when you get to the higher levels, you're like, oh, okay, then he's giving me these tools to sort of refute him. But
my engine's just malfunctioned, so let's see, where's the next place? Strasbourg. Okay, I'm going to do a detour part, go in there and get serviced.
Have you played American Truck Simulator yet?
No, I'm not.
It's shit. It's shit.
Is it?
It's really shit.
Oh, okay.
It is, yeah.
But I thought the American trucks, they've got like, because our ones are
they've got the Peterbilt.
Yeah, Peterbilt. But I mean, our ones don't.
Peterbilt, yeah.
We've got cab over engines, and they've got those like engine in front of cab, those big
it's
ones.
Horrible. It's really fucking horrible. Like when you're driving, it doesn't feel right, and the roads are weird. I don't like American roads. They're too organised. I know it's more functional, but it's really fucking boring. It's really boring. I don't like American.
Which probably encourages poor driving then, because I was going into one of those Cotswold villages today, picked up my graphics card, and actually, funny enough, I picked up my graphics card from a lorry driver, and he's just like, oh yeah, I've got a class 2, I can drive anything up to 32 tons, and I said,
I felt bad earlier because I'll tell you what happened. Right, I found a graphics card in an old PC, just in real life, and this is a graphics card from 2001 or something. I forgot what it's called now, but it's a really shit graphics card. And I'd sold it on eBay.
Yeah.
And the woman had asked me. She said she posted some pictures. She said, "Is this suitable for my modern PC?" And I told her. I said to her, I said it'll probably work, but it's really fucking bad. Like, what did it have? It had like
the integrated graphics would probably be more powerful. I mean, if 2001 was it AGP?
Definitely.
Because I don't think PCI Express came out then. Yeah.
It was really shit, but I felt bad for it. I did tell her. I said, "Listen, this is a really old graphics card. It's not going to add anything to your PC." She was convinced. She was like, "I want to buy it off you." I was like, "Oh, are you fucking sure?" I was like, "This is a really old graphics card."
I mean, if she wants to buy it and she doesn't know what she's getting into, then really it is a case of caveat emptor. I mean, one thing what happened with me with the when I was looking at it, it's like, oh, okay, this card needs a 6-pin and an 8-pin power connector, and according to Nvidia's own website, they recommend a minimum 650 watt power supply. Well, my power supply is 650 watt, but I'm thinking, nah, it'll be fine. Its power consumption isn't that great. The one thing that did concern me though was like, I've got a cable and it's got it's got 2 8-pin connectors on it. will I be able to use that, or do I have to use like 2 separate cables? Because there's room on the power supply where I can like plug in like 2 more PCI things.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, no, you can use just the one cable. So I've got one cable, and it's got an 8-pin in it, and it's got a 6-pin, and it's working fine. In fact, I'm really staggered. I thought it would. It's like way more powerful than what I thought it would be. So if I'd gone for a 28,
I feel bad for her, but there's fuck all I could say, Hobby. Like, at the end of it, I told her everything. I said, listen, this is a really old graphics card. It's not going to add anything to your new rig.
And you need to understand that what you're buying is old, and it's
but the problem is that I know that there are people who like that. Like, I've got a friend who
retro gaming.
He builds old rigs and he likes that. If he wants to play like an old game on Windows 95, he wants like a CRT monitor. Yeah. He wants the old graphics card. So I don't know if she wants that. Maybe she fucking does want that. I don't know.
Well, you know, I mean, you can't sort of. It's like saying something like, look, I've got this crack cocaine, and the last few people that did it said it couldn't breathe. But, you know, I'll still say... And it's like, yeah, that's okay, I want it. It's like, you sure? It might be poison.
Are you sure you want it?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
You sure you want... Are you that kind of person? Are you fucking...
Look, are you going to sell... Are you selling or what?
I did it to her. I sold it to her. I was like, okay, you can have it. She did... I know what's going to happen. She's going to ask for a refund. But if she asks for a refund, if she complains, I'll say, listen, I fucking told you. I told you this was an old as fuck graphics card. I told you what would happen with it. You didn't believe me. You didn't believe me. You were just being confident. You thought you could buy a... Because I sold it for £10. It was... What was it called now? It was a... I can't remember what kind of graphic... Was it a GN... I can't remember the specific number.
A GeForce 2?
Wank.
I think that...
GeForce 2, it was something like that. It's wank. It's really shit, but if you were trying to build an old rig, it'd be good for you.
I think the very first graphics card I ever bought was a GeForce 2 or a Radeon 7000. I can't remember which one I did. I think it was a Radeon 7000, but later on I managed to get like a hand-me-down, a GeForce 3 Ti. And I remember at the time, like, it had this really awful NVIDIA blower fan on it, and so that was like...
It's got HDMI on it, though. It's got HDMI on it. The one I've got, the one I found this. Someone was chucking this away.
It probably is not 19 years old then, because I don't remember seeing.
Yeah.
With HDMI and it's 19 years old. That's incredible. Because I remember there's. The cars at the time,
it cost him £10 though. It cost him £10. I know. Listen, she's probably going to be pissed off because I saw the photos she showed me. She showed me a photo of this new. It's probably the case that she's bought a new rig for her kid or something, and she's thought, right, I need a new graphics card, and I feel bad for selling it to her, but it's. I fucking did say to her though, I said this graphics card is from 2001. I said to her, it's from 2001. It's probably not going to add anything to your rig in any way whatsoever. And I said this to her. I said it's not going to add anything to your rig in any way. You'd probably be better without it.
So the thing is, right, I mean, it was up to her, it was up to the kid, it was up to whoever to sort of research, know what they're buying. I mean, it's much like, say, for example, I've got a Vauxhall Corsa, and I'm going to fit a BMW M3 engine into it, and I've miraculously, the BMW M3 engine's bolted in, and I've managed to get it on the drive shaft, and they go for a drive, and now suddenly the drive axle snapped, or the clutch is broken, and then I go to the guy that sold me the engine and said, hey, you gave me this engine and now my clutch is broken. It's like, yeah, what have you put in? My Vauxhall Corsa. Right, is it designed for a BMW M3 engine? Well, no, but you sold it to me, it's your responsibility.
It's to me.
Yeah. I mean,
I've tried my fucking best. I did try my best.
You gave her ample warning, and at which point, if she's disappointed with a £10 purchase of a 19-year-old graphics card, then you know what? You just say to her, Why don't you put it? Why don't you put it on the listing? Somebody will buy it, because the thing is, even like really old graphics cards, like an AGP GeForce 2, somebody will spend like significant money on that.
They will, yeah, because I know people who love that kind of shit. They love building like an old rig. They love building like a CRT fucking monitor. They love that shit. They like building an old rig just so they can. I don't know. Is it aesthetics? It's like they like.
Oh, it's that you can run it on the authentic hardware, because sometimes
they love it.
There are problems running like games from 20 or even 10 years ago on modern hardware, yet alone 20 years ago. The thing is, actually, with really old stuff, it's all right because you can just run it in DOSBox, and that seems to work quite fine. But other sort of stuff, it's a bit shit. There was that was it. The Voodoo 2 graphics accelerator.
Voodoo 2.
Those ones sell for silly money, and I was curious. I was always curious, like, when I was playing Unreal Tournament, why did it offer 16-bit colour mode? Because I put the game in 16-bit colour mode and thinking, well, it's got half the colour stuff to do than the 32-bit, and I didn't get any performance increases, and this was with the GeForce 2, and it's like, yeah, you didn't get any bonuses to performance because it's not for you, it's for the Voodoo 2, which would only do 16-bit colour.
The Voodoo, remember that? That was fucking old school, that was. So you got your shit together, Rob? You can remember the Voodoo? Fucking hell.
Oh, well, yeah, I remember it. I remember a friend who had it, and he was absolutely loaded, and his dad would just be like, oh yes, Timothy, you can have anything you want, blah, blah, blah. And as, he was like later on in life, actually he was kind of a Rupert, he was. He had like... he had one of the Western Digital Raptor hard drives. There were these... Yeah, they were, like, normal hard drives spin away from 5,000 to 7,000 RPM, and these ones were 16,000 RPM. Small capacity, mind you, but at the same time, you weren't buying them for capacity, you're buying them because, like, they were the fastest drives of the day. SSDs completely shit on them, and the other nice thing with SSDs is they don't make noise. But I even remember back in the day, there was people, like, doing these mods for hard drives where they put windows, and they were getting like glass from market picture frames, just cheap bits of glass, and they were showing like how to make an absolute clean room, because if you've got a speck of dust in your hard drive, that's it, it's kaput. But the people were doing this, they were like, yeah, here's how you route out the metal or use a Dremel, and you got to absolutely make sure that it's a really clean thing, and this is how to seal your window in. And all it was for was like, oh, you can watch, like, if you want to, you can watch the arm, the C-arm on your hard drive flicking about. And that was it. It was just something you could take to LAN parties, and people was like, oh, what modifications have you done? I said, have a look at the hard drive. And it's like, wow, you risked breaking a hard drive to do that.
Evening, gents.
Good evening.
You alright? How's it going, mate?
Can't believe it, Hobbit. I can't believe it.
What's that?
Right, you haven't been streaming for a little over an hour, and 10 minutes in, you're already plowed into the back of someone. Someone's already mentioned it in your comments.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, well, yeah, but to be fair, it was the junction where you're supposed to stop, and instead of stopping, I just close my eyes and go, if I can't see them, they won't crash into me. But that didn't work.
Yeah, fuck them.
Alright, so having looked at your view camera now, like, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm overtaking these lorries. Oh, hang on, I'm speeding as well.
No, you're not. You're you're speeding and getting a dangerous driving conviction.
Hey mate, it's fine. I'm going into Germany. They don't care about those sorts of things there.
Yeah, they got the Autobahn. They've got the Autobahn. Fuck them.
Yeah, because the police are
Germany.
Yeah, the police they're not notorious around Europe. No.
Oh yeah, everyone knows how lax the German traffic police are. They just be like, yeah, just carry on,
Chill
mate.
out, bro.
Yeah, we know you got to get to Poland before the end of the day. I'm good.
So Hobbit.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity. First, what is lane discipline? Second, what is stopping distance? Third, what is a speedometer?
And
fourth, what is turning circle?
I was going to say fourth, what's a junction and what should you do at it?
What should you do at it? Yeah, you know those dotted lines on the floor, mate.
Yeah. Well, you know, this is why I mean I'm not driving in real life. This is driving for fun. So when I'm driving for fun, I can be a bit more lax. Okay, let's be super serious about it. Right, speed limit is 60. So there we go. My cruise control set to 60. I'm gonna go.
Well, actually, you should probably set it to 58 because if you're in Germany, it depends. Some speed cameras give you a little bit of wriggle room,
you're right,
and others don't. So yeah, knock it down.
But that's a good point. Seeing as my cretin brake means I can go above 60, we're not allowed to call a
Don't turn.
It's fine, mate. I had loads of time.
You just cut him up. You just failed your driving test.
It's fine. Look, I could have had a sandwich in the time it'd take him to get over past me. See, I'm not speeding now. I'm able to straddle both lanes. But these Christmas presents have got to get to Kaliningrad, otherwise there's going to be some very disappointed Russian kids.
I'm sure there are, but they've also got to get there legally. So just ease it up.
All right. We're going to go for 58 kilometers an hour. And because otherwise the cretin brake will make it go above. There we go. Cretin brakes engaged. We're not allowed to call it retarder brake anymore. So you know about how the IQ system you'd have retards, morons, imbeciles, and cretins. Like cretins are the lowest classified of sub-average IQ. Yeah.
Chuck that corner too fast. Slow it up.
Yeah, you're right.
When you get into corners, and remember mirror signal maneuver.
Oh yes. Well, as you can see, I've got both my mirrors in front of me, so I don't need to lean over to the mouse and do that. Yeah. Right.
Good. Are you on joystick and?
I've got my steering wheel. Yeah, my steering wheel. So right, just got to get up to speed. And I'm going to cause temporary blindness to oncoming road users.
Don't do that.
But I can see way further with the main beams on.
Don't ever do that.
I know.
That's really nasty.
I know it is.
In fact, if I ever see you doing that on the road, I will stop my wagon, get out, and beat you up.
Yeah, but you know I'd never do.
Nasty.
You'd know I'd never do that. You realise this is the bit where I'm not taking it seriously again. But anyway, as you're here, look, there we go, 78 kph.
Good.
And I am in the right lane, as you'll see in probably about a minute's time, there'll be a turning off. So I'm justifying this. If this was real life, I could be following the green trailer behind me, probably for hours. But in this game, because it's a compression of 1 to 15, it means that I will have to be weaving in and out of traffic like this, which is just not a good idea, because chances are someone will come up to me. So I'm in the right lane. So how many more kilometers have we got to go? It's another 1,154, and I could do with some fuel. So yeah, I'm going through Germany at the moment. Got to get through Poland and then Kaliningrad, the exclave of Russia. How do I get rid of this? There we go. If I get information up, let's have a look at how much fuel I've got. 154 litres. This is a 600 litre tank. So what's chat saying?
600 litre tank. That's a fairly large tank. Are you using tank either side of the wagon?
Yeah, you'll see when I come to park to refuel. I'll show you. Yeah. I'll just keep an eye out for some sort of station. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll go to 80, right on the limit. And let's have a look at my high score. I'm doing an average of 40.6 litres per 100 kilometres. My current is going up to 35. I've not even done 10,000 kilometres in this lorry. It's a Scania. V8 engine.
Okay.
How many garages have you got?
Loads is the answer. I'll show you in a bit when I find a refueling station. I was going to say petrol, but this takes diesel, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does indeed. Well, I said it depends, because there are some new trucks coming out now. I think Scania's come out with a few of them that are gas powered.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No,
I heard,
the gas truck.
Tesla's got another company called, is it Marconi or Edison, and they're doing like a gas turbine. So it's a gas electric lorry, and I believe no, that's not it.
Yeah, because this is the thing in Britain. By 2030 now, they've moved it forward, and I think the same goes for Japan, California, and Germany, and a few other places, where they're both going to essentially ban any car
internal combustion engines.
Yeah, that runs on internals. So runs on ICE.
You'll still be able to buy second-hand ones, so that'll still go on. But manufacturers won't be selling new internal combustion engine cars past 2030. Yeah.
So I assume, knowing them, what they'll do is that for domestic lorries, as in lorries that are just used in Britain. Good boy, traffic coming the other way. Is that because of the domestic, for domestic trucks, what they'll probably say to them is they'll give it another 10 years and just demand that they succumb to this as well.
I know that the Eddie Stobart has a fleet of electric vehicles, and it's like, well, we use these on trunk routes, so they're going from one depot to another where the batteries can be swapped out, or we factored in that they can do their day's travel on the battery charge, and then just overnight when they're not being used, or when they're not in use. I say overnight because traditionally people go to sleep at night, but that's when they recharge the batteries. So yeah, it is possible. But I do know that there are traditional lorries which use petrol, not the 1940s ones, but the firemen use. Alright, so I need fuel and I need to sleep. The firemen, the firefighting engines, those use petrol because it's got a better power to weight ratio, and those lorries want to accelerate fast.
Fuel economy isn't their primary concern.
No. Getting somewhere in a timely fashion is. Have you looked at firemen driving lorries? Is there any extra qualifications you need?
Well, I can't do it because I'm colourblind. However, the other thing is that from what I've spoken to my local fire department, seems to be the case of that, because you can't just be a driver, you actually have to be a fireman as well.
Oh yeah.
So you have to go through all the appropriate training, and the salaries are crap. I had a look at them, and there are some of those firemen who drive those rigid fire trucks in my local area in Britain. Some of them are earning less than I am when I first started the job, driving the same wagon, just delivering pallets and cages.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, it's. I mean, when you consider like fireman is one of those things like ambulance driver, where you really everyone likes firemen and ambulance drivers. I remember once there was we had this fireman who used to come into the shop, and he'd always give the browns that come in there buying like various ingredients for their curry house. He'd be giving them grief, and afterwards when you leave, like the browns would just sort of look at me for sympathy. I'm like, oh yeah, well, he's just he's had a few, but secretly I was just like, that guy is all right, and he was beefy as well. He's the sort of person who's like, you could tell in his leisure time he enjoyed lifting. Well, it was probably a good idea, because it's like, I'm a fireman, therefore I need to lift unconscious people out of burning buildings. It's probably a good idea if I did some weight training.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I saw this nice German advert a few days ago. It was circulating around Telegram, and it's this old German bloke. I still haven't seen a refueling station. Keep your eyes peeled, you might see it before I do. And so he's got this kettlebell, and he's lifting it, and he's really struggling, and his wife's like, oh, what's Hans doing with that kettlebell? He'll do his back in. But he keeps doing it every day, and he's just doing like one exercise with it, where he lifts it up, and then he holds it at arm's reach, and he's holding it above his shoulders, and then he's going out for jogs, and he's running, and he's getting fit. And then it comes to Christmas, he's dressed up all smart, and his granddaughter comes and he hugs her, and then what he does is he lifts up his granddaughter, and she's got the angels put on the top of the Christmas tree, so he lifts her up and so that she could put it on the Christmas tree, and then he puts her down, and you can see there's a tear coming out of his eye. And I think it was an advertising health insurance, because they got to have health insurance over there. But I thought it was nice. It was just like, yeah, get swole so you can lift up your granddaughter.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I need that journey.
Don't.
I know. But the thing is, if I had a proper sat nav, it would have warned me. It'd be like, all right, in 5 kilometres, get ready to turn off, and 3 kilometres, get ready to turn off. In this case, it's like, yeah, there's the junction, mate. Good thing there's hardly any traffic on these games.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, there's one. Oh my god, it's hilly, whatever I'm going through.
Are you pulling a flatbed by any chance?
Yeah, it's a flatbed loaded up with Christmas presents. Let me show you the trailer.
Okay. Eyes on the road.
It's fine.
I hate this. I don't like this. This reminds me of work.
Oh no. It's fine. It's fine. We'll be fine. I just need to find a place to pull over, which I haven't... you know what? I'm just going to do a brief aside. Let's have a look at the map. Right. Because I don't have much diesel. And... who keeps texting me? So, Erfurt. I can get some fuel there, so I'm going to have to do that because... oh no, there's a service station over there, so I don't need to go to Erfurt. And how far have I got to go? So I started off in there's Dijon, so I came up past Strasbourg, and now I've got to go past Berlin, into Poland, and then Kaliningrad, and I can't remember what the Prussian name of that place used to be. Danzig?
Oh, yes, Danzig. Danzig?
Isn't Danzig in Gdansk now, in Poland?
I don't know, but there are 8 people watching this now, apparently.
Yeah,
so...
yeah. It's pretty good. Oh, I am speeding. I'm going downhill. Hang on, let's get... I want fuel. 73 litres left, okay. I'm not going to bother engaging the cretin brake. I'm trying to... with 73 litres left, I don't think it's wise to. Anyway, it's fine.
You don't understand that going slower actually does save fuel.
Yeah, but not when you're going downhill. I mean, I'm not sure if you noticed, but the engine tone... I wasn't using any fuel then, I was just coasting. And yes, I would have gone slower, but I didn't. Trust me, I don't drive lorries like this in real life.
Shit.
Yeah, I know.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Stop doing that.
Okay. Just for your.
You just had a comment, by the way, saying this is boring as fuck, but I can't stop watching.
Yeah, no, that's the weird thing. When I play Euro Truck Simulator, I've watched people playing it, and it's like, this is rubbish. Why would anybody want to play this sort of game? And yet, according to the statistics on my YouTube, my most watched videos aren't me city building or anything else. It's me driving. People just I mean, I suppose they're sort of half watching me drive, but Phil was on earlier, and we were talking about belief in God. Turns out my lady friend, she's just finished an Advent, and I, a Catholic, didn't know what an Advent was. I thought, oh yeah, it's your Advent calendar, right? You got like the 24 days prior to Christmas where you open up the windows and there's a little piece of chocolate and something depicting our Lord Jesus and all that stuff. But no, an Advent is a period before Christmas where you spend 2 weeks doing Bible study. And I didn't know this. And I was very pleased to find out she's a believer as well, because it's not really a question I ask people, because it tends to be quite divisive. And
oh, by the way, Hobbit, just very quickly, I noticed when you were coming up here, you've got the front of your truck up that bloke's ass.
yes,
I'd advise just staying back a little bit, because if something goes wrong and he breaks down, you might have to pull out around him.
or like I do in real life. Oops, that was the wrong button. I decoupled the trailer. I didn't want to do that. But look, there's a queue to get into the fuel.
Oh mate, I'd love to be able to push a button and decouple a trailer. That would be lovely. It would save me hours of my life.
Oh, it just automatically uncouples the cables as well.
Oh god.
Right, put the handbrake on, or the parking brake as they got it.
So, right.
Oh. Skuggy says, "Where's my spanner?" Oh yeah, that's the point. Skuggy, I will get you a spanner when I'm done with this. But for the moment, my driver's mate is being insistent that I drive carefully, so let's go in first gear.
Sounds good.
Yeah, just going to edge it forward and hopefully not fall asleep at the wheel. Oh yeah, that I can refuel here. Okay, so let's do it. And hopefully not scrape the trailer against the petrol pump. Apparently that is considered a faux pas in Germany.
Yes. You might want to pull forward a bit more.
It's fine.
Because in real life, basically, remember, you want your fuel tanks to be next to the pump. Otherwise you have to sort of pull the hose a bit further.
And it'll reach.
Yeah, whatever. Do it your way.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh, and this guy's beeping me. So there I was, patiently waiting, and everyone else is beeping me.
Ah, screw him. They're probably from Slovenia or something.
I could reverse into him. Oh, hang on.
No, don't do that.
Let me alert him to my presence. There. Now he knows I am here. Now I need to find somewhere to pull over and sleep. Can't go in the car park. Oh look, there's a lorry. I think he's parked up over there. I'm going to engage my main beam so I can see what I'm doing. Avoid sleeping offence. It's alright, it's fine. Look, I'm going to park up here, it'll be fine. You can give me that 160 euros back. And I'm in neutral. Yes. Yes. Oh, you wanted to look. You wanted to look at my.
No, not that. Was that actually a parking spot?
Yeah, it was. That's where the lorries go. Yeah, I would. That's why lorries stop there.
I'm gonna check that on the video. I didn't think that was a parking spot at all. I thought that was just like an exit ramp. Was that an exit ramp?
That's where the lorries stay. Do you see what I'm looking at here?
Yeah, I've checked back. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing. Yeah.
All right.
Go on, let's have a look at the top of the wagon. That was
okay.
I misunderstood.
See the top of the wagon?
Yes. Now come back a minute. Let's. I want a 360 overview. That is decent.
I can't give you a 360.
Oh, that's a nice image. No, go back one. That one. I want to see that. That's actually surprisingly accurate.
Well, I've put it all on maximum settings. Bear in mind it's an 8-year-old engine, but I got my new graphics card today, so yeah. And Scuggy's saying, Jesus Christ, driving home for Christmas, damn fine rain graphics. cozy trucker time. It is. I think it's time for another log on the fire.
Yeah.
I love the sound of rain hissing. It's my favourite white. It's not really white noise though, is it? But it is kind of what's the word I'm looking for? If you look at rain on the spectrum analyzer.
Oh, God, I forget.
So if you've got like a simple tone or even a human voice, it's only on a narrow band of human hearing. But rain is like it's wideband. It fills up on the spectrum analyzer. It's kind of like hitting all the bars. Anyway, let's go into that thing. Engine on, parking brake off, first gear, and lights. I'm going to have my lights on. There we go. And am I clear to proceed? Just stick my face through the windscreen window. Right. And now, off I go back onto the... Oh, hang on. I need to go to Frankfurt am Main. So I'm crossing over here. Ah, it's one of these service stations where it's just on one side of the... Oh, hang on. No, that's not where I'm going. I'm going back on myself. No one on the left. Free to proceed. And where do I go? I just carry straight forward, and then I'm doing a figure of 8. I'm looping back on myself. Being careful not to clip any curbs. I got told off for doing that in real life.
And rightfully so.
Yeah, it's you don't. I mean, especially considering how much the tyres on lorries cost, you don't want to be doing that.
It's more of a safety issue, to be honest. What if
Yeah.
someone's standing at the side of the road and you like crush their feet?
Oh yeah. Well, that's where.
Kind of shows where your priorities are for a bit, aren't they?
But the thing is, like, when I'm coming up to a thing and I'm going up to the corner, I mean, if there's a pedestrian there, you better believe I'm giving them a wide berth like I do with parked vehicles. But
Yeah.
when there's no pedestrians, I'm like, you know, just as long as I don't touch any lamppost. But no, you don't want to touch any curb either. You don't want to mount the curb.
You want to try and avoid it if possible.
Sandwich Bar says he's happy to hear you on the stream, Cappy.
Cheers, Sandwich Bar. I'm currently a non-spangled capstan.
This
a
guy's
non-spangled caption.
These guys are going slower than me, so I'm going to slow it down.
Yeah.
I don't like doing that.
Well, thank you very much, Sandwich Bar. Again, I just thought I'd hop on because I'm trying to encourage Hobbit to stop driving like a maniac and just sort of, use this as like a learning tool.
Yeah, which is the idea behind it.
Oh.
It's fine. That's what the hard shoulder's there for. I mean, there's people that go onto dual carriageways and they get to the end line and then they stop. Don't stop. Just keep going on the. It's like the car overtakes you, or the lorry in this case, and then you can merge in turn. So,
however, it would be a much easier method if people joining carriageways and motorways realised that it's not their right of way. So what you need to do is, while you're on the ramp, you need to have a look about what's actually happening.
Yes.
And you need to judge it accordingly. So you need to pick a sensible speed. And I know that Captain Sensible here is sounding like a proper autist, but it might actually save your life at one point.
Well, believe you me, I mean, there's a very busy junction. There's oh yeah, speeding. Yeah, doing 89, but that's okay. Yep, just.
Uno, a card game, has asked me UGOP capstan ? Can you translate that for me, Hobbit? What does UGOP YOUGOP?
You GOP Capstan. I don't know what GOP stands for, but you go Capstan, or you go.
Is he referring to the GOP as in American politics?
Wow,
Grand Old Agri.
your guess is as good as mine, mate. But anyway, back to merging in time.
Yeah.
There's a particularly nasty, very busy junction, and there's always a wanker in a van making sure people that go over 50, because it's a dual carriageway, but it's 50 miles an hour in this part, and it's very busy. And you've got this roundabout above the dual carriageway. There's slip roads going into it, and you've got plenty of view to merge and turn. But I've seen plenty of people, when they get to that bit, they just stop. And I was like, why are you stopping? Why not just carry on? Why don't you just use the slip? And that's the thing, it's like, that's what it's there for, so that you can get to speed and then you merge and turn. Because the last thing you want to do is stop and then go onto the motorway when you're doing like 10 miles an hour and everyone else is doing 70 plus. Because then you've just, well, what you've done is, you're not exactly a stationary object on the motorway, but relative to everyone else, there's like a 60 mile an hour or more difference in speed, and they've got to do an avoidance action either to brake heavily or get into the middle lane if it's safe to do so. Or is it called lane 2? But yeah. But yeah, again, it's just match your speed, and then don't try to overtake the guy in front of you. Just try and get in behind him if it's safe to do so.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to concur with everything that Hobbit's just said, ladies and gentlemen. We are a bit eccentric here on, Fremen on the land, sand, band, Fremen on the band.
He's my good friend Fremen on the sand, and he found that the Freeman on the land movement stuff was very...
Freeman on the land.
The Freeman on the land stuff was very funny, so... And also, we both he and I, very much fan of Dune, and it's like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we had this play on words, Fremen on the sand, and it's like the Harkonnen are there, and they're terrorising the native Fremen, and he's like, well, I don't consent to this tyranny. I don't stand under it. It's like, what do you mean you'd want to see my licence? I am merely travelling on the sand.
Ah, dear.
Yeah. Whatever happened to that?
Anyway, to answer very quickly, I just wanted to address something in the chat. Some guy has asked me, am I the man who owns the account God's Own Prototype? I am not, sir. That is a different person.
Yeah, because you're not a believer, are you? I mean, you wouldn't be God's Own Prototype if you wouldn't pick that as a name.
I might do, in order to throw the scent off. This is probably 7 times more cozy than Godrod Civnat chats.
Is it?
By Sandwich Bar. Thank you, Sandwich Bar. You're very kind.
Well.
Oh, hang on. He's also Uno has also said, thinking of doing some 360 training, money site in Class 1.
Is that Class C, but up to 7.5 ton?
No, 360 is he's referring to an excavator, whether it's below or above 10 tons. But I think he might be tempted to do Class 1. To give you a very quick answer, Uno, I think that yes, the guys driving the diggers do get paid more. However, it's about how much 360 work is in your area and whether or not you'd be taken on with any experience. Without any experience, whereas with Class 1 the money isn't as good, but you can work any way you want.
Yeah, because I mean the people that operate JCB diggers and bulldozers, they tend to sort of be bussed around the entire country. I mean, I remember when they were doing some building works near me and I was speaking with the builders. In fact, I was delivering them Chinese, and I was like, where are you from? It's like, oh, we're from Liverpool. And I said, blimey, it's a long way to travel for it. It's like, well, wherever the work is in our island, we will go to it. It's like, wow, okay. So they were just staying in the hotel nearby the construction site and getting pissed and eating chinky food, and yeah, I just thought, you is that a profitable venture? Are you taking any money home, or is it all staying in the Shire?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have connections in the building industry, and you're confident that you can get work on sites and you don't mind traveling, and perhaps you've worked on building sites before, it might be a good idea. Ultimately, if you haven't, I would suggest just saving the money and doing your class 1, class 2 and class 1 instead, because the money isn't anywhere near as good. However, is that your likelihood of actually getting a job, it goes up exponentially, in addition to the fact that you can move anywhere in the country and do whatever you want to, within reason.
Oh, do you want to hear the story about how I got this graphics card? I've got a new graphics card on my computer.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I bought it second hand on eBay, and I got a message from the people saying like, "Oh, you're actually not far from where we live. We live in this village here." And I said, "Oh yeah," and they said, "Do you want to come tonight to bring up?" And I was very tempted to, and I said, "Actually no, because then I'd have to wake up the family to move the cars over, so I'll come pick up tomorrow." And they said, "Oh sure, well this is my place of work, here's the address and here's a nearby pub. Come any time before 4 o'clock and just give us a ring when you're there and I'll come out and give it to you." So I got speaking with the guy and I said, I got a 2070 Super, which is pretty hot shit. I've been playing Cyberpunk on it with maximum detail settings, and I've not noticed any slowdown. And I said, "So what are you upgrading to?" He says, "Oh, I'm getting a 3080." And I was like, "Blimey! I thought they didn't exist. I thought they were just a paper release." And he says, "Well, as he's in the office all day, he has a website open called Stock Tracker, and it monitors like you tell it what you want to find. Wow, that lorry's going fast. You tell it what you want to find, like PlayStation 5 or this graphics card or a car, whatever it is, and when somebody's got it in stock, it will send you an alert." So as soon as that happened, he got it, and then because originally he was going to have that in his computer, but when he rang up the PC specialist who built it, they said, "Oh, sorry, yeah, you're currently 600th in the queue for that particular component." So he says, "Alright, what is the fastest thing you've got in stock?" "We got a 2070 Super." "Alright, I'll have that for now." And with the idea that he was going to sell it on. So yeah, he sold it on, and he says, "I've used it for about 5 weeks playing Call of Duty." And yeah, it was really nice. He said, "Well, what are you going to do?" I said, "Well, I'm going to play Cyberpunk, and but more than likely when I get home I'm going to be playing Euro Truck Simulator, as they got a Christmas event going on." He says, "Oh yeah, I've got a class 2, I can drive anything up to," I think he said 32 tons, but I think with the class 2 you can drive 44 tons.
No, the class 2 rigid is 33 tons or 32 tons, and class 1 is up to 44 tons, and then it gets into special transport.
Yeah, because he was saying about well, the site he was working at was where they got those tipper lorries that quarries and refuse use. So yeah, I imagine that's what he meant. That's what he was driving.
Yeah, I mean, for tippers, I've only done it for a couple of days, just filling in for someone. But I've found that the work, right, if the hours weren't as long, it would be piss easy. Yeah. It's usually 7 or 8 trips to a building site, and then to a quarry and back to the building site, or to a tip and back to the building site. The problem is that it's Monday to Friday, 5 days a week, typically 10.5 hours a day. And I just thought, if you drop that, if it was like a 4-day week, I'd do it. Or if it was, 9 hours a day, I'd probably do it. But the money's quite good, but I just, I have a life.
Yeah, and I was going to say, whoever was on the site wasn't willing to accommodate you working not 5 days a week, but less than 5 days. That's a shame, because the thing is, I looked at that and just thought, I saw a joke to them. I said, "Well, look, DVSA's closed at the moment." He says, "Yeah, I know. We're having to make do with the drivers we got." And I said, "Well, if I get my qualification, can I work here? Because I'm only 50 minutes." He says, "Absolutely. Just pop up, say you got your qualification card, and we'll have you.
Yeah, but the problem is, Hobbit, is I know that you're keen and that you're and all that, but one of the things that you've got to speak to me is, what are the hours like?
Yes.
What's the pay like? Are there any deductions, any nights out? And this is the problem. It sounds like a good firm, but I know we spoke about this prior.
I didn't even research any of that. It was just a case of, you're not far from home, and you're looking for workers. Well, it's good to know there's a place, even if it may not be suitable for what I'm doing.
Absolutely, but you've got to keep in mind that if you were looking for like your standard sort of 40 hours a week, or you were just looking for say 3 days or something like that, then it sneaks up on people. The start and finish times can be different, the days can be quite long, the distances can be quite far. So before you think, oh yeah, great, I've got a job, I can earn X hundred a week, I'd always suggest going on to agency first.
Oh, believe you me, I will do. Right, I've got to slow down now because this is a tight corner.
That's all right. I'll engage with the chat. You concentrate. So let's talk about the chat. So sober, coherent Capstan, a real Christmas tree. I don't know what you're talking about, Sandwich Bar. I am pinnacle of sobriety. And then Uno, a card game, says, you drive Arctics then, Cap, tramping. No, I don't tramp. Fuck that. I don't see the point about getting AIDS off someone else's dirty mattress.
I was going to say,
other blokes
what do you mean you don't want to tramp in a flea-ridden mattress with condoms on it?
Oh, mate, a stained, smelly, dirty piece of crap that I have to live in for a night or for a week. Oh, mate, I couldn't think. That's definitely worth the whole 25 quid every night out, that is.
Oh, yeah? Well, think about that. That's £125 at the end of the week. That's enough to buy yourself a prostitute, which you can take back to the same cum-soaked mattress.
Yeah, I mean, that's enough money that I can buy all that fucking bite cream to treat all those flea bites that I'm going to get. Yeah, brilliant.
See, you've got to consider the opportunities and the experience and
consider the opportunities. Fucking hell. I don't trump. In terms of Arctics, I drive everything. I said I work for a lot of different firms. Sometimes as perm, sometimes as agency, sometimes contractor. I'm a general purpose sort of driver, if you will. I'm not tied down.
I imagine Phil's probably buggered off because he's been drinking, but we were having a fun conversation. I was surprised to find out he's a believer. I thought with him being a communist, he'd be like, there's no need for God in our communist state. Here we are, coming up to Berlin. That's not bad.
Yeah, just to respond again to chat, Uno, a card game. I am exaggerating somewhat. However, only somewhat. A lot of truth is in that statement. Some of the state of those cabs are absolutely atrocious and would make you physically ill. So my advice is not to tramp. Because the other thing to bear in mind is if you tramp, you will be working 15 hours a day. That's how when lorry drivers bitch about their long hours.
I like tramping. I like tramping, and I like to tramp. And I think I might have done have I taken a wrong turning? Let's have a look. Let's review the map. So, I'm currently heading into Berlin. So what I should have done is I could have taken the exit to go there. So I need to go into Berlin to come out and go out of Berlin. Okay.
Jay Warden's just put in chat. Saw a Polish driver do tramping in his lorry once near my old work. He looked like he had AIDS. Yeah, that sounds about right. Just anyone who's thinking about doing tramping, my advice is straight up, don't do it. or if you are going to do it, make sure that you're getting paid a bloody fortune to do it, because it does have it. You will work 15 hours a day. You will be fat and overweight because you don't have time to do any exercise because you spend all your time sitting down driving trucks. You'll be very tired because you're only getting a few hours sleep every night. It's you'll be eating. Your diet will take an absolute
sandwiches if you're lucky.
Right hook. Sandwiches if you're lucky. I mean, it's just and some companies don't even pay you your £25, but refuse to pay for parking. So if you want to park at services, you might have to pay that parking out of your own night out money.
Wow.
Your own expenses. Yeah. So some places like DHL will certainly pay, and lots of other people will
drop
pay.
it, hold it, lose it.
Drop it, held up. Was it drop it, held up, lost?
I was going to say drop it, hold it, lose it.
Yeah. They'll pay for your parking, but like for example, I don't think Stobart's pay. I'm not too sure about that, but I know that Malcolm's don't pay. Lots of companies, just refuse to pay for parking on top of your expenses. So you're not even going to be making the £100 a week from the parking from your night out expenses, because that money will be spent on motorway service station food and such like. So I would suggest not tramping, and if you are going to tramp, make sure that you negotiate, that you know what you're getting into.
So you wouldn't even recommend it like a week on, week off if you're just for an experience?
I would, if you can get a week on, week off, right, then by all means. I know that, what's the firm? Jack Richardson Road Transport. They're out of a few places. You'd have to look them up online for anyone watching this. That they will offer you a 6 days on, 6 days off tramping contract. The problem is that everyone likes to think, I think you're just hitting with your trailer, but
no, it would have given me a crash vehicle offence if I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, Jack Richardson Road Transport. I know they sometimes offer 6 days on, 6 days off, but the problem is it's only about 28,000, which for some of you watching, that's British pounds, by the way. For some of you watching, that sounds like good money, but it's when you think that your 6 days
involved.
For 6 days in the cab, that's 3 15-hour days, 3 13-hour days. It will be general haulage, so it will be some very tight delivery locations.
And when you consider that all forms of work are effectively exploitation, you could get a lot more money on OnlyFans, especially if you're an attractive woman.
Well, again, you've got to keep in mind that Jack Richardson Road Transport, I think something like 28,500, but I've done the maths and it still works out to like a 42-hour week. So you've got to think of it as, for a 42-hour week, does 28,000 sound good to you? But you'll be working 15 hours a day for 6 days off. So you won't always get weekends off. You've got to factor that into your shift pattern.
I mean, one of the things I kind of like the idea of, and is Captain Misery telling me that it won't happen, but in theory, you could take a contract to say go from Hull to Benidorm in Spain with a lorry.
It won't happen. It won't happen.
And then hear me out. So you're in Benidorm in Spain, and it's not your lorry, so there's another driver contracted to bring it back. And it's like, well, that's okay. I think I'm going to spend a week or two in Spain. And then just when you're done with that, it's like, right, is there any work I can get here, or shall I just get like the sleazy jet back home? And I've just taken the wrong turning again, so where have I got to go now?
I think that's quite optimistic of you, Hobbs, but either way, I suppose a man can dream, can't they?
Exactly. I mean, I like the idea. It's just like, alright, we trust you enough. Can you take this lorry and this payload to this really nice sunny country, spend a week driving there, And don't worry, we've got another driver to bring it back because we want that lorry back next week. And you have your week off, and it's like, well, that's fine. I'm only contracted to take it there, and then I'm on holiday.
I highly doubt it, but
a man can dream. Don't piss on my parade.
Alright, a man can dream. But yeah, just to cap it off. So I mean, I suppose if I had to take a tramping job, which I probably won't, it would be a 6 on, 6 off thing. I'd have to get lots of free time because I'm fucked if I'm, wasting my life fucking sat in the M4 in a cab, working 15 hours a day.
But just think, you could be going through the Pyrenees, you could be going through the Alps in a lorry.
Yeah, I mean, you could, but it is just a road.
Oh, no.
You aren't just driving a truck, mate.
It's not just a road, it's a beautiful road. You can be going through some beautiful roads in the south of France, or you could be going through Italy.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, it used to happen. I mean, back in the 60s and 70s, there would be lorry drivers going from Scotland to India and back.
Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, I know that I've seen stuff in the past that were taking them to Istanbul, Jordan, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Delhi, Mumbai, the Chinese border. They were sending them all over the place. In fact, I shall... If anybody wants to have a look, there's actually a bloke from Bristol. There's a documentary.
Is that a keyboard you got there?
Yes.
Yeah, it sounded like a proper keyboard and not one of those shitty laptop ones.
Yeah, it's a proper keyboard.
Nice.
Let me just grab that. Right, so I'm going to, if anyone wants to see this, everyone, I'm just going to chuck the link in chat. So check chat now. Except
because you haven't got a spanner, you can't post links.
I've just managed to post a link.
Oh yeah. I don't see you in the chat. Sandwich bar is the most recent one.
Okay.
Oh, I drove past a hot air balloon and we didn't even comment on it. What's chat saying anyway? Oh, driver's mate.
Chat's just said driver trainer, bitch. Chat's just said you could be getting your windows broken in Calais. Oh yes, you could. And then there's my link that I posted, and Jay Warden says lol. But yeah, everyone have a look at that link. That's a documentary about a bloke from Bristol driving a truck to Istanbul. Proper British.
As I still don't see the link, why don't you just put the title of the documentary in and then they can search for it?
Oh yeah, fucking
yeah.
Oh, let me delete that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just showing for me.
Yeah, that's it. It's for whatever reason they stop. Like you can't click on someone's name anymore. You can't click on. You can't make a link on a YouTube chat unless you've got a spanner. I think they were doing that to counter spam, but the fun thing about that is like people can assume someone's identity. So you remember we had like Mark Collett and Rakesh coming into our chats. All right.
Yes.
I need to stop right there and figure out where I'm going. So I need to carry straight forward so I can turn around. Okay, alright, I know what I'm doing now.
Everyone check the chat now, it should be in there. There you go.
So, 402 litres left. And what's my high score at the moment? It's currently... Ooh, that's too fast. That's too fast. That is too fast. That's okay. My current high score is 40.2 litres. It's keep going up, but mind you, I think these Christmas gifts are a very heavy payload. Oh shit! I engaged the parking brake. I didn't mean to do that. Right, let's get up to speed.
I can't believe it. There are 12 people watching this.
And why don't you believe it? I've got a loyal viewer base. They enjoy my content.
There are 12 people watching this.
When they're done with the hustle and bustle of JDLE, Fortier words and band nationalism, they tune in to Hobbit's cosy, comfy streams. Now with a driving instructor / driver's mate / driving companion. Oh, just a bit. Do you see I've got Amiga format and Rusty Lemonade there?
Yeah.
Ah, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh.
No, look.
Eyes on the road, student. Eyes on the road.
If he didn't want to get crushed underneath my trailer, he should have understood not to overtake me. Especially when I'm closing the door.
Listen, fucking, friend Cole Isan.
There we
go.
go.
You need to listen to Senpai here for a bit. Yeah. Because Senpai knows what he's doing.
I'm being safe. If I take both lanes, no one can overtake me, and that means no more mistakes will happen as I show you my posters and such. Right, I'm done with that. I'm going to go into this lane now. So the current ambient temperature is 26 degrees centigrade, or is it Celsius now? What are we supposed to call it? It's still centigrade. Still the same scale. And what's the internal temperatures? 85 degrees for water, 96 degrees for oil. Air tanks are still showing that. That never changes because I'm not doing air tank simulation. I could do air tank simulation. It just means you have to wait about a minute once you start the engine before you can go off. And I've got 380 litres of fuel left. And currently my high score is 40.2 litres per 100 kilometres, so I'm going to keep it on the high score marker. Because your fuel efficiency, that's the number which matters, right? If you're doing a game of how fuel efficient is my driving, that's the numbers you want to look at. And as it is right now, I'm using 0 litres per 100 kilometres because I'm coasting. I do have the cretin brake active, so if I go above, I think I set it to 5% above the speed limit, it will engage the cretin brake. You can make it a lot stricter. You can say like 0%, so if I go at all faster than 80 kilometers an hour, it will just immediately put on the cretin. Retarder. The endurance brake. Buh. Yes, please engage the endurance brake.
Yeah.
We're coming up to a border. There's a flag in the distance. I assume that flag is Poland. Yes. Welcome. You are now entering Poland, known for their po-faced people. This used to be Prussia. Did you know Prussia went as far west as Belgium and Strasbourg? The Alsace-Lorraine region was Prussian.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I always wondered, like, why is it when 1% of the population in Belgium speaks German, is German still recognised as an official language? And it's like, well, because up until 1945 was, let me think, that was 85 years ago? Hang on. If it was 1940 up to 2000, that's 60, 2020 is 50. So that's 75 years ago. So yeah, up till yeah. I'm really sorry to do this to you. I was listening to that. But I've just been looking at the wages for a fireman. Yeah.
Right. And I've been having a little look, and I didn't realise, especially just for firemen, and this is for firemen who drive trucks, just what an absolute crap wage they're on for what they do. Trainee firefighters are on about £10.5 an hour. Development so medium tier firemen are on £11.11, and competent firemen, that's after 4 years, are on £14.20.
But
you think that you can earn like the same money, if not a little bit more, driving the truck without having to fight the fire.
Yeah.
And they're on atrocious shift patterns.
yes, they are. I mean, it really is a calling. It's like being a nurse, and I sort of realise with the nurses, most of the time it's just sort of sitting around, not really doing much. Occasionally you get up to look at your patients to make sure they haven't completely died. And most of the time, I suppose it's like with a fireman, most of the time it's just sitting in the fire station, lifting weights, playing cards and watching the telly.
Big doubt.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah,
doubt.
they're on call, so when they're on call, they've got to do stuff. But I mean, most of the time, it's just waiting.
Well, this is the problem. I think that's one of the things that a lot of people have a big misconception with a fireman, is that they just do nothing. They just sort of turn up, and then they just sort of sit and wait. And the fact that no one talks about. Well, no one talks about the training. No one talks about the fact they've got to maintain all their gear. They've got to keep the station clean. They get them doing stuff whilst they're waiting. And a lot of firemen are like volunteer and part.
I was going to say, keeping the station clean is something you do when it's like, I'm bored now. Oh, I suppose I can clean the station again.
Oh, but it's not that. You know, this is the thing. They've got a big list. So if I remember correctly. A big list of things that when they're not actually fighting fires, they have to be getting on with all of this other shit.
Oh, I suppose it's like, here's a list of things to keep you busy so you don't get bone idle.
More like, here's a list of things that you're going to be doing if you're not fighting fires, and if you're not doing them, then you'll be on a disciplinary.
Honestly, you could get more money just by being a delivery driver for Ocado or Sainsbury's.
I don't know about that. Most of the guys doing supermarket work, they're also on crappy shift patterns, and they're only on about £9.5. It seems maybe more in London.
Sainsbury's was in my area. They were offering £10.50 for new starters.
Oh shit. But then again, the shift patterns are crap. Like, they are awful.
Hey,
apparently, Jay Warden says current day firemen have to do tests to prove they ain't racist. What?
Oh,
I'm going to have to look that up. That can't be true.
No, that probably is right, because there's been a lot of training. Like, now you can firemen women who insist they can do the job. It's no longer about can are you strong enough to carry an unconscious body down a flight of stairs when it's burning? It's like, do you say and act the right way? It's all gone political. And frankly, I saw a video. Have you seen that video of Fort Boyard with the fireman woman, and the task in order to get it is she's got to shoulder barge a weighted door in order to get into the room to get the key, and she won't do it. I mean, I think she is physically capable of barging open that door, but she wasn't going to do it because it's like, oh, it's hurting my arm. So I'm thinking to myself, if I was trapped in a burning building and that was my rescue, it's like, well, okay, I'm burning to death then. And I saw that and I just thought, I should probably have a means of escape if there is a fire.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to keep in mind, right, that what's the nice way to put this?
You can't rely on them now.
If liberals, right, and you...
Hey, it's fine. Look.
It isn't.
All I've done is generate a bit of work for some Polish council worker. It'd be like, yes, I get to replace that sign.
Oh no, screw the sign. You've just probably buggered an axle and maybe even like scratched up the side of that trailer.
It's alright, it's not my trailer.
Yeah, but it's going to be on your record.
Yeah.
Whatever. Is that in terms of the in terms of fucking hell, you complete fucking knows where I'm at now.
We were talking about liberal firemen, which
yeah, liberal firemen, right? Liberals,
women insisting they could do a man's work when they can't.
liberals, as we know from Dr. Edward Dutton, are morals, and Bowden are a disease. They're moral syphilis. They're syphilis. They're horrible, and they act in maladaptive ways that ultimately will lead to their demise. If they didn't keep flooding the country full of immigrants, this would be fine. But the problem is that they infect society with this fucking nonsense, right? So now we all have to like deal with the consequences of their actions.
Yes.
And it's just, it's so insidious because like they don't have any kids and they subconsciously know this, so they just try and import all of like the replacements in order to be outgroup, a sort of pro outgroup, if you will. And that's so annoying.
Well,
So
I would say it's more
infuriating.
malicious than that. It's like, rather than focusing on the true cause of our ills in society, which is those responsible for the laws, what we have got now... Oh, Volvo truck dealer, okay, that's cool. What we have got instead is that, well, you've got the more immediate concern of, these immigrants are coming to the neighbourhood and they're raping and doing crimes. So that becomes your immediate concern rather than the, yeah, who brought these people in again? Because they should be held accountable for this.
Yeah, I've always viewed it as a case of, I want you to imagine someone like brought in like bears to your community. Like they went into the woods, they found a load of brown bears, and then they threw them all around your town. And now your town, right, has got a lot of bear shit and people getting mauled by bears, and there's lots of like anti-bear signs out, but you can't have a gun to protect yourself from the bears.
And if you
you're not allowed
attack
to trap
the
the
bears, then
bears.
you'll be imprisoned for attacking bears.
Yes, yeah, you'll be imprisoned for animal cruelty if you attack the bears,
Well,
or defend yourself against the bears.
Here's
right?
another analogy.
Are you going to be angry? Hang on.
Yeah.
Are you going to be angry? More angry? Why would you be angry at the bears? Shouldn't you be angry at the
Because I
people
don't
that
like the
brought all
bears.
these fucking bears? Yeah,
The
because
bears
but you
mauled
should
my
be angry
baby.
at. Yeah, fuck off, Hobbit. I'm talking.
Bears ain't my baby, Capstan.
Dick, fuck you.
The only good bear's a dead bear.
No, it fucking isn't. Bears are lovely. Bears are acting in the
Why
way
don't
that
bears
always
fuck off
act.
to
Bears are-
Bearistan?
Because they were in Bearistan, and then someone from our group bought them from Bearistan
Citation
to
needed.
England.
So,
But they
someone,
did, though.
someone from a rootless cosmopolitan group, European-style socialist group brought them over. The Bear
No, they
Advocacy
didn't. Liberals
Network.
brought them here. Liberals brought them here.
Ah.
That's how they're here.
Yeah, but why is it the Liberal Bear Importation Society happens to meet up in the synagogue?
Stop trying to get us arrested.
Why is there the Hebrew Immigrant Bear Society saying that Europe will not survive without brown bears? Why is Bearborough Learner Spectre saying that Europe... Europe... Look, us European-style socialists will be at the forefront of European transition, and they will not survive without the Berenstain Bears. Why is it when they say bears for thee but not for me? And there's like, when you say, why can't we have bears in the Middle East? And they're like, no, the Middle East is a terrible place, we can't support bears here, plus it's not a good environment for them.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, could you just bear with us for a second while I regain my composure?
Bear with me.
Bear with me 2 seconds.
Actually,
Yes.
I prefer this analogy. The one I was going to use is really boring. It's like, oh, they're an invading army. They've been brought in. They've been brought in as mercenaries to come kill us
and
all.
there's me being all really subtle, trying to compare it to wildlife because I like wildlife, and you're like, no, it's wrong. I hate them all. I hate both of them. They can all fuck off.
Well, I can't stand bears.
I can't stand bears.
Especially not Bear Grylls. He's the worst
Bear
of the bears.
Grylls. Oh mate.
I eat Bear Scat Grills.
Fucking yeah, the barefaced cheek of these people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Talking about the bare necessities, Bear Grylls.
Bare necessity. Just don't like him.
Just
I'm
don't
reading
like
the chats, and it seems that people can relate to your side of the argument, and I don't think that my sort of understanding of these things is going down very well.
Capstan's
So.
trying to be diplomatic, but it was like, you're using too many words and I'm angry.
Stop using words. I'm angry. Just grunt in an angry way.
Grunt.
Don't like him.
Grog smash. Grog hate bear. Grog used bear as cave carpet.
Grog used bear as cave carpet.
That's a very eloquent grub. Grog. That
Anyway,
is.
what I'm saying is we should probably direct. I direct my disdain for the people that brought all the bears to my country, not the bears themselves.
Yeah, but at the same
Partly
time,
because I'm an elitist. But
Yeah.
that's just me.
I mean, it's all well and good saying like, okay, I can see these people are bringing in the bears and they're paying for the bears to go there. The houses which I used to live in and the hotels are now being given over to bears which don't even live in them, and they just tear them because their natural environment is to be in the woods where they shit in them. So they do all that stuff, and it's like, all right, yeah, we definitely need to like say, yeah, you're going to stop importing the bears now, and seeing as you used your money to bring them here, you can use your money to send them back. And they'll be like, but now these bears are domesticated, they won't do well in the wild, it would be cruel to send them back. It's like, yeah, well, that's a you problem. You brought them here, you create these circumstances, you can take the bears back. But the other thing is like, it's all in good doing that, but at the same time, like, the immediate danger is that bear's raping my daughter. That bear's playing drill music while selling crack cocaine to my son.
This is now getting paper thin, mate. I was trying to be subtle, but the short answer is that yes, I understand why people are quite angry at bears. And you know, because bears have got big teeth and paws, and
they are clear and present danger. They are an imminent threat.
Yes, and whilst there are some friendly bears, is that there are quite a lot of not so friendly bears.
Not all bears.
Not all bears, mate. But the
like
problem
that.
is, yeah, not all bears are. Yeah. Anyway,
not all bears are like that.
Yeah, so sometimes our forebears might have done the same. But currently, our current populations do not act like that.
So the Second Amendment, the right to keep bear
arms.
arms.
The problem.
Did Thomas Jefferson understood that the only good bear is what bear you've dismembered, so you can keep this bear arms on your wall?
Well, yeah, because this is the thing. I think
the founding fathers
the natural
enemy
to the natural enemy or the countermeasure to the bear is probably the boar.
Oh, I was going to say it's the Welshman.
Yeah, I know the boar.
Oh, right. But wasn't it
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson that was advocating the, the right to keep and bear arms?
Well done. Yeah. So this is the thing. My beware, it's a trap. Oh God. Oh dear. So yes, the short answer is yes. Are the bears a problem? Yes, they certainly are, and I don't want anyone to sort of mistake my sort of elitism for saying that they're not a problem. They certainly are, and they need to be addressed. It's a problem that needs addressing. But what I'm saying is the primary cause are the people that brought the bears in.
Yes.
Because there's no point dealing with the bears if the people who keep bringing fucking bears in aren't dealt with. You know, you can't put out the fire until you arrest the arsonist.
But the annoying thing is like with the bear problem is it's like, well, they import the bears and you're fighting like, I think you should stop importing the bears, and then they're saying, yeah, but don't you understand, bears have always existed in your area, and that's why it's right to bring bears in, and your country can't survive without bears because otherwise the delicate ecosystem will fall out of balance if you don't have bears here.
Yeah, but that's just bollocks that, like, mutated people say.
I know, but that's the thing, because they've moved the goalpost. Now people are fighting above, like, oh, right, okay, maybe there was bears here at some point because you've made up some records to say it, but now we're saying, like, oh, maybe we should have a few bears here and not get rid of all the bears.
Journal the Great said, I can't bear with these puns. They're aberrant. Oh, God.
They're unbearable. Jonah, we're talking about bears so we don't get arrested by the RSPCA.
The RSPCA?
The RSPCA comes and visits, like, bear dissenters. And they give them a knock on the door for the anti-bear speech. It's anti-bear mythic.
Oh dear.
Let's get in gear. Right, so
It's a very good idea. Oh god, I regret this. Why did I say
this is your doing it, is Cappy.
This is completely my fault. Anyway, but I think it's a good analogy though, because
Yeah.
I said focus on the arsonist, not the fire. The fires will keep starting.
Oh yeah.
Until you deal with the arsonist.
But
And a lot of people think
is,
the arsonist has a big nose, and I would say that they don't. They're just very liberal.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, like, you know, the big nose bear enthusiast is giving the arsonist matches and petrol. So you know that's something which needs to be addressed. But the thing is like, it's all well and good saying, hey, that arsonist is responsible for setting my house on fire. But it's like, oh yeah, my house is on fire, so can we pull out the fire first and then deal with the arsonist? By which point they've moved on and they're starting a fire somewhere else. And when they're saying, could you stop setting fires? They're like, hey, this is just part and parcel of my thing. If it, you know, everyone likes a warm fire, right? I'm just trying to spread some joy. Like, why do you want everyone to be cold and miserable? Because you're burning down the houses. Well, maybe if you make more houses for me to burn down. And that's it. The argument's always like, you're always the one that's being defensive. You're always having to justify, like, I don't want my houses burnt down. Why? Are you some sort of anti, you know, do you want everyone to die of hypothermia? And that's the bit I don't like, the framing of the argument, that when you're sort of saying, I don't want bears in my neighbourhood because they maul people and they rape. And
yeah, but it doesn't matter. The Hobbit. The problem is what you're getting confused is like arguing with people. You don't argue. You just gain power.
Oh yeah.
They don't care. I said don't waste your time with arguing. Don't bother arguing. Just gain power and enforce it.
That's my fallacy, because I always think to myself that you have to argue with people to get them over to your cause.
Nah, don't
and
do that.
It doesn't work.
You just use memes and call them gay.
I think that's the important. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And I'll say they're bear lovers.
Yeah, you just be like, you know,
I hope you get raped by a pack of bears.
Yeah. Well, not even that. Just be like, lol, gay. Or,
Yeah.
you know, sounds great. You know, I said, how much do you bench or something? That's always a good one. Because the people claiming this are usually the most weak, effeminate people you've ever met. So, like...
They do look weird. The weirdest thing is, a friend of mine, we were talking about vaccinations, and I think he sort of sees it halfway my way. He's like, yeah, you're right, they haven't really tested that much. And I just said, yeah, I'm not enthusiastic about this current mystery injection. I'll wait for other people. You know, like when a game comes out and it's got loads of bugs and people are complaining about it, it's just like, yeah, just wait a few months when it goes on sale and the bugs have been patched out. It's like with this vaccine, just wait a few months until like they've worked out the bugs which cause people to die and turn into zombies. But then
it's like, or in my case, listen, I'm not going to like have Cybervax 77 injected into me until someone's managed to patch out all of those molecules that look like dildos and tranny flags. Once that's all been removed by modding, then I'll consider it.
Yeah.
Maybe, perhaps.
Or maybe you could just like a mod, which like a sort of censorship thing to your eyewear, so that things you don't want to see just get pixelated out. But he was saying like, oh look, here's a post on Twitter by a guy who's been in the US Army, and he looked like Antifa, and sort of long hair, soy beard, and he's saying, I was injected with so many different things when I was in the army. I don't care what's in this. I'm definitely taking it. I was like, yeah, you're lucky you're still alive. It's like, well, I've been bungee jumping hundreds of times and the rope's never snapped.
Well, I think that's false equivalence. It's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, because the army have just injected me with all these things, but I didn't bother to read the labels on or do any research.
Because I have no choice.
Because I have no choice and I'm a serf, I'm going to convince myself that I don't care.
Yeah.
And it just pisses me off. It's like you say to someone, are you going to research this before? And they're like, no. Do you think that 10 minutes of Googling is going to do more than like all of these scientists? And I'm like, lol, yes.
Yeah.
It will actually. because it's probably more
I mean,
effort than,
ultimately,
than most people put in.
Ultimately, it's up to them. It's all well and good Jeremy Clarkson saying the car you should drive is the Jag. And you sort of look at, well, I've done some research on what's available in my budget and what I need for my needs, and I've actually decided that what I want is the £700 Nissan Micro, and I think that's the right car for me. The £700 Nissan Micro, which has got 60,000 miles on the clock, and it's been driven by a little old biddy, so I might need to replace the clutch at some point. But that's the argument to authority. It's like, well, Jeremy Clarkson said I should get this car. Yeah, but Jeremy Clarkson doesn't understand your circumstances and your needs, and his recommendations based on what Jeremy Clarkson wants, not what you want.
Yeah, and the other thing to bear in mind is that Jeremy Clarkson is concerned with other things like status.
Yeah.
And such, like whether you might be concerned about storage and parking and fuel economy.
Or
and,
will this car get me from A to B, and does it cost like more money than what I've got?
Exactly. And the other thing is the amount of people that buy cars for status.
Yeah.
They don't buy it for transportation. People literally buy it for status.
Yeah.
And if people started buying cars for transportation and stopped buying it for status, everyone would be able to go on holiday more often.
Well, like they do in France. I mean, there's not many flash cars in France. And I asked my guy, I said, where's... And he says, because he's got a few pennies to rub together and he gets shit cars. And he says, there's a different attitude to it than based in England. People there, they don't really want to show off with their cars. It's seen as really vulgar to do it. Plus your neighbours might start sort of bad-mouthing you. So everyone's just like, get a modest, uninspired car, and that's what everybody does. So even if they live in a bloody mansion, they'll have like a Daihatsu shitbox.
Yeah,
or a Hyundai.
Like, again, like everyone likes to badmouth the Nissan Micra, but I've seen them for sale for like 200 or 300 quid for less than 100,000 miles, and they've got a few rips in the seat and a couple of dents. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with them internally. And they're quite happy runarounds. They still do 40 to the gallon because of their size and weight.
For the price,
really nippy little things, ridiculous.
For the price you could get a Nissan Micra for, I'd be tempted to go for a Ford car or a Ford Fiesta, because you're not going to get as good fuel efficiency with them. It'll probably be pennies of difference in your monthly fuel budget, but there's loads of spare parts for the Ford car, and I imagine there's probably quite a lot for the Ford Focus. And also, I've seen the internals of a Ford car. They're quite easy to serve, especially the old ones. The old ones are rear-wheel drive, so which most cars I know of, especially in that price range and that size, they're front-wheel drive. The Ford car, if you were going to be very silly and sort of soup it up, you could turn it into a little nugget. I wonder if anybody's done that. I wonder if anybody's like gone, yeah, I've configured my Ford car to go accelerate very fast for drifting.
Yeah, because I'm just having a look now.
Ford cars.
Like, for example, not for Ford car. This is for a Fiat. Was it the site? This
500.
SEI. Yes, SEICENTO. Ciento, thank you. Right, 450 quid, no fees, 59,000 miles.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
One little old lady driving to Tesco, and that's it?
I think it's 4 owners, but it's nationwide free delivery. It's Part X to clear, so it's a trade-in that someone's given for something else that they have. And there's loads of them like here. Here we go, Nissan Micra, perfect. Let's have a look at this. Nissan Micra, 50,000 miles, 250 quid. Part X to clear, runs well, air conditioning, no advisories on the MOT.
When's the next MOT due?
Next MOT due is July of 21, and it's made in 2001. It's an X-Reg, 250 quid,
right.
50,000 miles on the clock. Yeah.
I mean, they're nothing special, and they're boring, but I mean, they do the job.
Yeah, which is what you want them to do.
Yeah.
You said you want them to just like get you around.
What's chat saying?
Chat is. Hang on a minute. Chat's like fired up now. You know.
Oh yeah.
Bear trap, lots of bear puns, very good idea. Skuggy in the woods, Dallas Buyers Club, Hobbit, lorry driving stream, beer in hand. This is what qualifies a good Friday night now. I'm in middle age before I've reached middle age years.
Oh, well,
that's
I'm
14
pleased.
goals with 37 appearances.
I'm pleased about that. That's exactly because I mean so much. I look online and I look around and I can't find the entertainment I want. So it's like, you know what? It's time I make the entertainment I want.
Why is watching truck driving sims so moreish? It's like eating the leftover quality streets. You don't quite want to eat them all, but you end up doing just that. Yeah, very nice. Still 11 people watching.
Hey, that's more than it was 8 people watching previously. But that's the thing. I mean, for a long time I was like, I was seeing Euro Truck Sim as a chore because it's like, I'm doing this for work to get experience with trader reversing. But now it's like, well, people enjoy it. It's good content, so it makes it more fun for me because I appreciate that I've got an audience that are enjoying not just, well, let's face it, this is just scenery for the conversations. And mostly I've been talking with myself, but it's nice to have you on board because, you know, you do this as a job, and it's like, yeah, you do this as a job.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad to say. I'm just looking at cheap cars on Auto Trader now.
Oh yeah.
Like 250 quid for a 1.1, 41,000 miles, Part X to clear, three previous owners. What's he done to it? New battery last year, rear arches were replaced, and an engine rebuild. Right, okay, that'll do. Yeah, I might avoid that one, but still.
Out of curiosity, just look at Ford for under £1,000 and say within 100 miles of your area. See what you get.
Alright, so Ford under £1,000, within 100 miles.
I imagine most of it would be Ford car, Ford Fiesta.
There's about a 400 odd results.
Alright, so narrow it down to like 20 miles.
Oh god, fucking.
It's alright, you won't dox yourself.
I'll do 30 miles to be sure.
Yeah.
26 cars.
Okay, what we got? Ford cars, Ford Fiestas?
Cars, Fiestas, the odd Focus.
Ford Focus.
Focus.
Ford Focus. Ford Focus. Got anything?
Cars, Focus, Fiestas, Focus, Fiesta. Oh, Mondeo.
Oh, nice.
120,000 on it.
Yeah.
10 months MOT, no advisories. Ooh.
Nice. How much is that?
995.
That's what is it? A 1.4, 1.2 litre petrol diesel?
1.8, 1.8, 4-door.
Oh, and is that manual or automatic?
Manual, petrol, 1.8 litre. So yeah, it's manual. 3 previous keepers. It's a 2004 54 reg. 3 previous keepers, 10-month MOT. Looks pretty good.
If I was in the market for the car, I would be looking at that Mondeo.
Yeah, it looks in pretty good nick from the photos, to be fair.
Is there a way you can exclude like certain models, like no Fiesta, no Focus, no car?
I think you can select by the model, but you can't exclude the model. So okay, so you don't mind Fiestas?
No.
So no.
I know.
Which one do you want?
I want to exclude the car, Focus, and Fiesta, and actually, I just want to see what sort of like unusual cars are around. Like, oh, I've never heard of that one before.
Okay, I'll do that. So I've excluded all of them. You've got the Focus C Max, and then
isn't that a van? Or like a people
No,
carrier?
it looks like a MPV.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking, like a people carrier van.
Yeah. So they got the C Max, and then I think that Mondeo listed on here.
Hmm. Yeah, it is sometimes fun looking at Auto Trader and just seeing what's available. Even if you're not thinking of buying a car, there's even sort of cases where you could buy a car, not drive
Hobbit.
it. Yeah.
You're down to 6 people. I think about most of the chat's gone to bed now.
What time is it? Oh yeah, it's
11:30.
It is, blimey, yeah. Well, we started in Dijon, and that was... How long have I been streaming for? I've been streaming for 2 hours. So how much longer have we got to get there? I'll see in just a bit. Got to get on this road before more traffic gets in. That's weird. The sort of further east I go, the more traffic there is. Let's bring up the map. It says another 207 kilometres. Alright. So, must be right in the north of Poland now. And... Okay, so... Get rid of that. And let's go to information. I have got myself enough for 349 kilometres, 150 litres. I think this will do me, you know? I think I'll be alright. Let's put the speedo. Cruise on at 80 kilometres an hour. Right. So it's the final stretch now. We've just got to get there in time, and then reverse in with this Christmas presents for the kids in Kaliningrad. I imagine they sort of open the Christmas presents like, "Father, I have Dijon mustard. It is what I always wanted. Now I too can be bourgeoisie." Phil was coming on recently. He says, you got the update. He says, yeah, I fucking hate this update. It's broken all my mods. I love Rosmap. I love Pro Mods. He was telling me about how Pro Mods makes the roads in the UK far more accurate. And they'll even do, like, you can go as far as the Middle East with it. Sicily and Malta included. Portugal, Balearic Islands. Medmap. But he does it for Russia, so you can drive all the way to Vladivostok. Yeah. He's still... Well, because he's a Russophile.
Oh, yeah, communist.
Yeah. Yeah, our commie Phil, our dear friend commie Phil.
Commie Phil.
I mean, he is. Oh, yeah.
He is.
That car was really like, hey, lorry driver, do your brakes work? Yes. Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
They don't have telepass systems in this, it's all manual. I'm actually going to have to stop.
Brutal.
I know. How inconvenient. €48 for using these glorious Polish roads. I'm using a range splitter. So I've got, as you know, I've got a 6-speed gearbox, and I'm pressing a button to go between odd and even numbers.
Very nice.
Yeah. The alternative is that you can have a high and low range. That's right. I'm using splitter. The other one's range. So you'd go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you press a button to go from 7 to 12. But I prefer this method because if it's a light cargo, I'm quite happy just block changing gears. And also when going down in gears, that's nice as well. Oh, this is horrible. Look at this hairpin. It's awful. I'm right on the edge of the tarmac there. I'm keeping an eye on my tyres at the back. Right, I've got to go this way. Okay. I assume that sign means give way, so nothing that way, nothing that way. Look again. Right, proceed.
What can I do?
So, those in the chat, we're almost there. We've gone, I don't know, 2,000 or so kilometers to get from Dijon to Kaliningrad. Whose name, chat, I think it wasn't Danzig. That's Gdansk, and that's in Poland. So, what was it called? I was looking this up like a few weeks ago. I should know that. Previously, it used to be called such and such. But then in the late 1940s, there was a genocide of Germans and a mass displacement of them from lands they've been inhabiting for more than 5 centuries. But that's okay, they lost, so it's all right. We don't have to feel guilty about it.
Is it Königsberg?
Königsberg, that's the one. Yeah. Königsberg. So what's Kaliningrad mean? Who's Kalin then? I am Comrade Kalin, and I declare this my city. It is Kaliningrad. There. Because wasn't there like a town called Leningrad, but it had a different name? Like it just got called Leningrad temporarily.
Yeah, I'm wikiing it now because I'm actually really interested. Why is it called Kaliningrad? Oh, named Kaliningrad in '46 in order of Soviet leader Mikhail Kalin. What did he do? He was an old Bolshevik revolutionary and Soviet politician, head of state as the Russian Soviet Federal Socialist Republic and later of the Soviet Union from 1919 to '46.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna right click and have a look at early life. Peasant family of ethnic Russian origin. Oh, good.
Because a lot in the KGB were of the bear importation tribe. You know, the ones who you always just say like, hey, these bear-free places, they need more bear diversity. Diversity, bear diversity. The bare necessities, only the bare necessities. Everyone needs a bear in their life. The Jungle Book was propaganda for that. It was like everyone should just, you know, have a bear and oh, it says 50 here. Oh God, 50. How insufferable. That's why I don't like going in Eastern Europe. They got these really slow. Oh no, it's 70 again. So I've done all that. Got to shift down in the gears again, ruining my fuel efficiency. Ah, Kaliningrad. There we go. And not a soul on the road. I can just do it like that. So let's have a look how much fuel I've got left. 97 litres. I bet there are like some modern fuel gauges that should tell you like exactly how many litres of fuel you've got left. As opposed to just an analog gauge of some sort. You looking up Kaliningrad?
No, I'm just wondering about the consumer economy, to be honest.
Oh, of what? Of Kaliningrad?
No, sorry, I've a complete tangent here about the West in general.
Oh yeah.
Because it occasionally, I occasionally remind myself that, you know, especially in the United States, right, women spend what 80% of all money,
and the choir
right?
spend the other 19%.
Exactly. So I said, if women spend 80% of all the money, and the marriage rate is tanking, and the cohabitation rate is just about making up for it, all right, but it's more and more people due to hypergamy are not shacking up with birds, right? if women don't get as much of men's money to spend, right, less money is going to be spent on stupid crap.
Yes.
Which means less work for most women who work in the fields that sell stupid crap.
Yes.
Which surely is going to form a negative feedback loop.
So what you're telling me is that with the hypergamy, the women are going to be forced to stay at home because... I've got to stop. Don't want to get shot with AK-47s.
Very nice.
And... Oh, they're not letting me through. Okay, I've got to reverse now. I hate this. Crash vehicle offence. Alright, so there's a vehicle behind me, so I can't reverse and I can't go forward. So what am I supposed... I'll just inch forward right up to the gate. And... You gonna let me through? Gonna let me through? They're not...
Put your handbrake on.
Right, well... Ah. So no one can get through.
Did you go into the truck lane, or are you into the car lane?
Hey, that just opened. Yeah, I'm in the car lane. But I didn't see it being marked as a car lane. Yeah, I know. But what am I supposed to do? Look, mate, I've got to reverse because you're not letting me go forward.
Look out your other mirror.
Yeah, I can see it. I reversed into the police car, but it's fine. It's fine. Look. I got to get there. I got to go forward so I can reverse again. Oh, this is horrible. I mean, what's the point in having these border controls? It's like, clearly this is somewhere I was supposed to go.
I bet, here, Hobbit, look to that sign to your right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what does it say?
It says control Ukrainian.
Right, okay.
I don't...
So back it up. Keep backing up. Go into the right-hand lane with all the trucks.
That's just what I'm trying to do. I'm going to have to mount the car.
Very slowly. Don't... Stop.
Alright, I can go forwards now.
Now turn.
I'll just inch in. I'll go behind this bloke here. He'll let me in.
You might not make that turning circle.
I will. I'm almost there. Just got to wait for him to go through. And that's it. Yeah, so let me in, mate. Let me in. Alright. Okay, then I'm going in after you. It's alright, I can look in the mirror though. I can see how close I've got. I've got my foot on the brake, foot on the clutch. And no, I'm going in. Look at that. Look, he's just squeezed himself right in there.
They will.
I'm going to have to reverse again.
Very slowly.
Yeah, but I'm bored with driving.
Stop.
It's alright. I'm going forward now. I'm going forward. Yeah.
Oh, this is torturous.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm getting impatient, so I want to get through with it, so... I'm going to have to reverse a bit more.
Mate, you fucked it now. You might as well just smash what you need to smash.
Yeah.
Now go forward.
That's what I intend to do. Just getting behind this lorry here.
You nearly made that, to be fair. I actually feel bad for you. Just right now, go to the left, and then just try and do it.
I'm going to the right, and then I'm going to go turn around to the left. And this car is going to get fucked, but if he didn't want to get smashed, they should have opened up the fucking gates for me.
Check your left mirror, mate. Have you still got that car on you?
No, it's fine. Oh, okay.
Good.
Right, so if we look here, this is the lorry lane, and that one says coaches and cars. And for whatever reason, they're like, we're not going. Yeah, coaches and cars and lorries here. Oh, fuck me. Fuck the Russians. You know what? I hope it's a sad Christmas for the kids in Kaliningrad.
To be fair, this isn't probably the worst manoeuvre that's ever been had on a motorway, chat.
Well, or a border control.
Or a border control, or anything like that.
You want to know something that happened to me? And the border police didn't question anything that happened. I was in Dover once, and I went on the thing, and it said, start border check, press, yeah, okay, so I do that. Checking your documents. So, and he's just sort of like, yeah, this will take a minute, mate. So, I was going up to the ferry of it, and I went into one of the open lanes, got up all the way to the end, and the gate was closed. I was like, I'm sorry, you what? The gate's closed? So I'm waiting there for like 10 minutes, and I was like, no one's letting me through. They can see I'm here, they're just setting the control thing and they're not opening the gates. So I thought, right, well, there's nothing I can do for it. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with how long the feeding lines are into the Dover border control, but I reversed that entire section so that I can go into the rightmost one, which was the only one that was open that night. And it's like they've got like 28 lanes and they only had one lane open. So yeah, that was a bit of a nuisance. But I got there and the border control just looked at me nonchalant. It's like, passport please, yep, here you go. Alright, you're free to go. Alright, not going to say anything about what just happened. No, just carry on. I didn't even ask them. I was like, well, they're not asking me, I'm not asking them. So, let's do border check again. Whilst we look at stop. I can't read Cyrillic. Everything's in order, have a nice journey. We'll just ignore the bit where you reversed and crushed one of the Russian cars. What are you doing? No, it's my turn. I go first. We don't want a sad Christmas. These kids are going to have their Christmas presents. See? Now I'm getting tired. That stupid border control. I want to go to bed. I'm getting a headache, you know. And my fire's dying as well. I don't think I'm going to bother rekindling it tonight. This is more like Demolition Derby. Well, if they made their border control more straightforward...
2 secs.
Then I'd have been fine. But no, they would be like, you can't go through here. I was like, okay, well now I need to reverse. No, you can't reverse because I've got a car, a police car, rammed right up behind my trailer where I couldn't see it in the blind spot. We'll get these Christmas presents to Kaliningrad in good time. So, now. Oh, bugger it. This guy's going slow. Yeah, you and me both, mate. I want to get to bed.
You're nearly there.
Nearly there. Imagine only having to pay €400 for each car crash. Yeah, but imagine like every time you touch a car, it's like, well, that's another €400. Doesn't matter whether it's like you've just crashed into them at 70 miles an hour, or you've just barely touched them as you're coming off. But the nice thing is, no points on your license, no insurance premiums, no disqualified from work. The only penalty in the game is you get a bit of a fine and that's it. But we're almost there. almost there. Ah, Kaliningrad discovered. And there's a recruitment agency where I can recruit dodgy people.
Like us.
Well, we're not Slavs, are we? I'm going to engage my... Hey, did you know I... Watch this, right? Whilst the vehicle's in motion, I can engage the extra steering wheels. Did you see the cab lurch as they came in contact?
Yes.
Yeah. I think you're supposed to do that when stationary, but I just like the fact that you can do it when... Anyway, so... Let's... it wants me to go there. Alright, okay. So you're going to watch me do this, and you're going to have a laugh, and you're not going to cry or suck air in through your teeth. You're going to be like, yep.
Can I at least cry inside?
Well, you can cry yourself to sleep tonight.
Okay, so Hobbit, stay as far right as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going forward. Keep going forward. Turn left now. Now. Big left. Hard left.
I've locked.
Okay.
That's
now
locked.
Stop. Go forward. Go forward.
That's what I'm going to do.
Turn left a bit. Or turn right a bit.
I'm turning
right.
right.
So turn right more. 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 More.
Alright, I'm going to stop there. Now I'm going to reverse.
Okay, so left hand down.
Right, I'm going to look in that mirror there. No, other way.
Proper full lock left. So left hand down all the way.
No, I'm straightening out. I'm straightening out, and I'm going to shunt forwards.
Yeah, but now the problem is now you're going to have to do about 30 shunts front and back in order to get it on the bay.
Yes. That's alright, I can do that. I've got 56 litres of diesel left, that's just enough. Right, I think that'll do it. No, I touched the bay there. Right, so I'm going to go forward. And crying inside, crying inside.
I'm weeping.
I'm going to be doing this for a job, you realise?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. But hey, you know.
Right, okay. Hobbit, I've got a better idea. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
But
What I want you to do is go, but you're not, because it's not going to work, right? Is try and go left, because you've got yourself turned around now.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not listening to what you're saying.
What if there was? I know, but what if there's a trailer on Bay 9?
Then I wouldn't be able to do that manoeuvre. And there has been times...
Yeah, but you're not in the fucking bay, and this is a shit game. It's making me angry. You're making me angry. You're a cunt. Oh, why are you such a cunt? Stop making me angry, this shit fucking game.
What are you talking about?
Physics.
Mate, I'm a master. You see that? It says I'm a master. You can't say my driving shit, because the game's just told me I'm a master, so suck damn. That's it.
Yeah, fucking level 20 master.
Yeah, yeah.
I said...
Let's have
master.
Let's have a look at the new upgrades I can get for a Scania. I can get a new paint. Oh, I can get a 620 horsepower engine. That's cool.
Can you get a little baseball cap with a fucking fan on top of it? You master, you.
Hey, look at that. I can get a Euro 6, 650 horsepower. Oh, I can get a big exhaust. Wow, cool. And I could get a new hub. Nice. What does the Volvo get? It gets a 700 horsepower engine. And the Renault. No new engines of Renault. Mercedes, what do they get? They get a 625 horsepower engine, 460 kilowatt. What does MAN have? Oh, it's MAN. 640 horsepower engine. What does Budget Co get? It gets that. And what does Leyland DAF? Oh, it's not Leyland DAF anymore, is it? Alright, cool. And what trailer upgrades are available? So, we'll go to trailers. Some accessories. Oh, refrigerated moving floor. What's a moving floor? Is that like where the floor comes out?
You what?
What's a trailer which is refrigerated moving floor?
Right, is it alright, like a walking floor trailer, you mean? You just refrigerated?
I don't know. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I've never heard of a moving floor refrigerated trailer. So...
if it's a walking floor, I know what that is, but
Yeah.
I've never heard of a floor.
Yeah, so, I mean, if I was going to go for, say, a trailer manager and buy a trailer, so what do we have? If let's just customize the configuration. So you can get a single or a double. I would just go for a single, and apparently something unlocks at level 24. Don't know what that is. You can get wooden floor flatbed, steel floor flatbed, drop side, floor with container pins, or drop side with a crane. Oh, floor with container pins. That's a shipping container carrier. You can get various axles, 2 steerable axles, and then what does this? Oh, that's the livery. All right, not that one. Yeah, I want to cancel modifications. Say there's curtain sider, for example. So if I go to body type, I can have curtain sider. I can have a dry freighter. I assume that's like fiberglass walls instead of canvas walls. A dry freighter with a sliding slide door, okay. A dry freighter, moving floor. It's got a canvas top to it. I don't know what a moving floor is. There's insulated with a side door, refrigerated side door, and refrigerated moving floor. Yeah, don't know. Yeah, my driver's falling asleep. That's it's a long journey, and I think I wasn't taking those 4.5 hour EU mandated breaks. Yeah, I want to cancel the order. Okay, cool. Well, I think that's it for my stream now. Because I want a glass of water, so thank you very much for watching. You may now go.